What do you do when you go brain dead? So I am woke up, did my regular workout, like did had a great workout, came home, did my the rest of my routine, sat down at my desk, and I've got some important tests to get done today, and it's like my mind turned to jelly. So I want to share with you a couple things that I do to kind of make the best of a day like today. But also, I do want to let you know that this did not happen to me pre COVID isolation. So I live by myself. And so the initial isolation, when we were really locked down, had a tremendously detrimental effect on me. We are all social beings. You know, I'm a social being, and a lot of the people that I worked with in my office all have people in their homes. And so, you know, when you have someone around, it's almost like a pain in the ass because now you're around them all the time. Well, I don't have that. So I was alone. Now, obviously, we're all doing Zoom, you know, but it's not the same as being around someone. And I started to really have some issues where I was feeling so isolated. What I was reaching out for was not very healthy. Now I started to deteriorate into a not healthy place on my own, and that certainly didn't help things. But I just wanted to point out the fact that this is something that has occurred to me since COVID. So you know, I don't know, I feel like it happens every month or every 3 weeks or so where I'm functioning fine. I have energy. I don't feel certainly physically ailing, but I literally feel, and I did have COVID, so part of my recovery was really feeling like my brain processes were slowed. And I feel like my one day every, 3 or 4 weeks is like a signature, a hangover of my cells that still need to regenerate. And I do all that I can to help them kind of on that journey. I support them the best that I can. So, one of the things that I do, the first thing that I do is I slow down because anything that I do in a flurry of activity, even if there's pressure, will 100% be wrong if I rush through. So, attention to details is something that is on the newer side for me. Obviously, something that's extremely important, but it's mattered more to me lately. I take it more seriously and central, and I'm grateful for that. But in this state, it's exceptionally important to have that happen. And so, after I slow down and allow myself to process each task really in its own time, right? So listen, when my brain is clicking along, I'm on automatic, right? It for a lot of it. And I should be because these are tasks that I do all the time. But when your brain, when my brain slows down, I pay very close attention and try to stay extremely present with each task. The other thing is, I give myself a little compassion, try to be a little less frustrated because I have happened where I've written something out, I've read it, it makes no fucking sense, and I have to write it again. Take the breath, give yourself a beat, and then write it again. So those are like just a couple of my recovery techniques. And also, like, if you're struggling to focus, get up, walk around, put it away for 5 minutes. I'm telling you, even if there's people waiting, the 5 minutes to clear your head and get a little clearer makes a big difference. So for me, when it comes to productivity, when I'm fighting against a little bit of fog brain or frog brain, maybe there's a frog in there. That could be it. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Um, these are just things that I use that sound so common sense. But what happens is we get so wound up in our lack of normal productivity that we get tight and then more mistakes are made. So I'm telling you, undo that, be compassionate, slow down, and at the end, you do what you can do that day, and then it'll always be waiting for you tomorrow. So that is what I leave you with today. And hopefully, all of my cells are collecting to bring me to somewhere beautiful and new. And I can't wait to see where that is. And I will see you tomorrow.